What is the metaverse? Where are we at with it today?
Sure. The metaverse it's a widely used term right now. And I think what makes it so difficult to grasp is that there are just many working definitions of what it is. And I think that's because we don't fully understand what is evolving at the moment. That term has kind of been coincided with what the next phase of the internet is likely to be. It's moving towards a kind of series of virtual worlds that all fit under this umbrella term of the metaverse. But I think everyone will give you a slightly different definition of what that is based off of what they do and how they interact with the web.
The metaverse is a place to see, experience, and reflect on your highest values.
Is an amalgamation of digital overlays to the reality that we experience. You know, something as simple as a Snapchat filter is a metaverse.
The chance to reshape all of the wrongs of society that have played out in the real world by having the community first turns traditional dynamics on their head.
An all-encompassing digital landscape where people can cooperate and work together and play together in this kind of virtual space.
The metaverse is what happens when the internet goes from being 2D to being 3D and immersive, interactive, and social.
It is like spatial web. It's a chance for you to see and connect with human beings in a more authentic way, potentially, which is why I think the metaverse is a place to achieve value alignment with your fellow humans.
The experiences in the metaverse vary. You can go to the casino and play poker, you can watch a virtual concert in the metaverse, or you can build fascinating digital structures that bend the laws of physics. You can go to virtual art galleries.
I love the idea of walking through digital art because it really makes you realize that what you're seeing is real and totally unreal at the same time. Which is great. Everyone needs a mindfuck.
All sorts of things that you might be able to do in the real world, you can also do in these virtual worlds.
There's the kind of centralized Web 2 metaverse.
Some Web 2 applications are Second Life, ImView,
Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite. These are all games that have existed before, and they're very centralized. They're controlled by one single company. For example, Minecraft is controlled by Microsoft. And everything that you buy in the game, for instance, is owned by that one company. And so that's where the centralization comes from.
Facebook's rebranding to Meta is their shift to the metaverse.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse.
Meta launched its metaverse platform, Horizon Worlds, last December. And Horizon Worlds is basically a social space where you can go and talk to your friends, sort of like a VR-based version of Facebook.
It is centralized in that Meta is designing it, developing it, and ultimately will govern it and govern the future of it.
And then there's the Web 3 metaverse, which is powered by decentralized technologies, powered by cryptocurrencies. It has a kind of more distributed, maybe more democratized kind of ownership model of what's being created there.
NFT stands for non-fungible token, and it's a way for people to track the ownership of a unique item on the blockchain. The blockchain refers to a transparent digital ledger on the internet on which all the transactions made in cryptocurrency or where NFTs are bought and sold are recorded. Most popular blockchain is the Ethereum blockchain by far. It has the most developers, and it's actually the blockchain on which Decentraland and the Sandbox, the two most popular metaverse platforms, are built. And so in some of these metaverse platforms and metaverse games, the in-game items, creatures, or avatars that are within these games actually exist on the blockchain as an NFT. And so that means that they can be traced back to their original owner, and they can be bought and sold on third-party exchanges.
I am right now wearing an NFT token. I'm inside an NFT world created on our platform, uploaded through our SDK, And this world, if the user who created this world wanted to sell it, he can. He can sell the whole world to some other person in a decentralized way.
There's really the big four right now. That's Cryptovoxels, Somnium Space, Decentraland, and Sandbox. Each of them have their own aesthetic, they have their own style. The kind of first layer is a giant public space that's virtual, and there are different ways that you can kind of build structures within that. But then there are other layers and other tools that exist in these worlds to kind of create games on top of them, or create kind of sub-experiences that allow you to go a little bit deeper.
Sandboxes has done really well with getting a lot of brand partnerships and early adopters in there buying up land and kind of planting their flag.
Our objective is to recreate most of the activities, the experience from the real world, such as going to see concerts, attending art galleries, music festivals, museums, finding great social moment and connection, or playing games. Leveraging on Web3 and this new technology, blockchain, we want players and creators to truly own this whole world. So 100% of the map will be in the hand of users, and progressively we will be decentralizing the governance of this world so that users can actively participate into voting decision and the direction the world will evolve.
There's Somnium Space. It's a virtual reality forward app. So everything there is pretty focused on how you experience it with a VR headset on. It was the first world to do that, and I think it's really a pioneer in that respect. The aesthetics are very realistic.
You see everything around us right now. Those are user-generated builds. We call this world base reality world, where everybody starts and everybody builds. We have also NFT worlds. So users are able to purchase an NFT world, and they can put portals on their land parcels for other users to dive in. So we could go in this one. So now we're downloading it. That is absolutely magical. Wow, do you see what I see? So somebody built this in VR and then uploaded using our SDK into Somnium and scripted everything here to make it, move and make sounds and make everything else. This is amazing. It's probably really nice on your screen right now how it looks. But trust me, when I see it in VR in full scale, it's just magical.
I prefer to work in Cryptovoxels because it's very user-friendly, it's very simple, it's also VR and mobile-friendly. I tend to gravitate towards the simpler forms. I think there's something about voxel-based metaverses that appeal to people that have already experienced Minecraft and kind of understand those building mechanics and what things can look like within those constraints. You can see that my character is made out of these voxel images, and that's part of the appeal of this, is that you can kind of create your own avatars and you can decide whether it has a head or a body, or you can just make it a floating cloud with a camera like I did.
We're actually renaming to voxels.com because whenever you email someone to say, hey, come work at Cryptovoxels, half the developers are like, crypto's a scam and a fraud, and refuse to answer your emails. The thing with Cryptovoxels is we wanted to make it super accessible. I really don't believe in one big metaverse that everyone has to live in or that everyone exists in. I believe in lots of small metaverses that kind of interoperate together, that you can instantly enter, instantly exit, take your friends and your group of people. When you're in the world exploring, it's just in your browser. If you copy the URL of where you are and then you paste it to a friend, they click that link and they instantly spawn next to you. There's no login, there's no requirement for Ethereum. You're just instantly in the world.
The way this platform works, it's very simple. You can just put down blocks. It's very much like Minecraft. So here you can go to lighting, and you can bake a light map, which then in a second you'll see it gives you more of a three-dimensional lighting on the room. There it goes, woo! Now you got purple light in the room.
I think the fact that it loads really fast and it works on potato computers, we call them, is really important to me. Like, it shouldn't be elitist, and so that's why we've kind of really targeted hardware that everyone's got and web browsers that everyone's got.
Many of these decentralized metaverse platforms like the Sandbox or Decentraland have their own cryptocurrencies.
Sand is the utility token that's really supporting overall platform for payment, for access, for staking, for governance. Well over 40 or 50 exchanges globally where you can acquire Sand, or there's ways like fiat ramp-up solution with a credit card to acquire Sand into your wallet. But you still need the wallet. Wallet is really the way to access decentralization into Web3.
The most common is MetaMask, but basically it's both a wallet for holding your currency and your NFTs, but more importantly, it's your identity, it's your login, it's your personal signature.
The MetaMask browser extension turns Google Chrome into an Ethereum browser, letting websites retrieve data from the blockchain and letting users securely manage identities and sign transactions.
Anyone can come and experience the metaverse and walk around those art galleries or go to a virtual concert or go to an NFT museum, at no cost. Or you can enter and acquire land and build structures and build, virtual experiences on top of that land. There are many different worlds. They're all priced differently.
A piece of land in the metaverse costs about $10,000 to $12,000 generally in the larger metaverses. You can certainly find metaverse land for less. But in general, the platforms that the vast majority of people tend to focus on, the prices have started to converge right around that $10,000 mark.
Primarily speaking, all land is an NFT. Each parcel of land is kind of, the NFT is basically like a title or a deed to that land and that plot and that coordinate. If you hold that in your wallet, in your Ethereum wallet, the game recognizes that you hold it and then gives you permission to do things on that plot of land. That means you can add objects to it, you can add other NFTs to it. If you have artwork in your wallet and those are NFTs, you can install that in a plot of land.
So Parcel is the destination for virtual real estate. We are an agnostic, neutral aggregator of virtual land listings, data, and information. Parcel was created out of basically a need for better user experience for virtual land users. So the listings were fragmented across different marketplaces. Prices were opaque. There was no sense of how much a parcel of land should be worth. And just generally the barrier to entry was and still largely is very high. Today, we are the first NFT marketplace focused exclusively on virtual land. We have interactive maps, real-time price appraisals. We have been called Zillow for the metaverse in the past, and that's an analogy I think helps a lot of people wrap their head around what we're doing.
Individuals like Andrew Kegel from tokens.com have invested millions into different plots of land on platforms with the hopes of it appreciating or of building an experience on it.
If you want to sort of envision what it is that we're doing, by buying this virtual land, we're going to aim to be a virtual landlord in the metaverse, and we're in a sense pre-purchasing advertising space. Mark Zuckerberg has predicted there'll be billions of people using the metaverse in the next few years. But you think about the value of that land as there's more visitor traffic walking around, it's priceless.
Companies such as EveryRealm are building out investment portfolios of metaverse land that they're either developing or hoping that the prices will appreciate in order to sell.
If land is finite and held in the hands of a very few people that do not develop content or partner with content creators, the metaverse won't take off. Therefore, I believe there's a strong mutual desire on both the part of the landowner and the content creators to work together to collaborate to make things that make the metaverse more interesting, more compelling to users. If everybody who buys metaverse real estate does nothing with it, the value of all the metaverse real estate in that platform will likely go to zero because they will never attract users. Therefore, through free market economies where people generally tend to make logical decisions, I would tend to bet on an outcome where there might be landlords, there might be content creators. They may not be the exact same person always, but they're going to work together because it's mutually beneficial for them to collaborate.
The whales have already bought massive stocks of metaverse land, and a good group of them is interested in making that a democratic exercise and building on the land meaningfully with other people's collaboration. And an even bigger group is just flipping it and making like 60–70% profits on their initial investment.
Can I be frank?
Please.
Yeah, I believe that digital land is a non-scarce and non-valuable asset in the metaverse. And I believe that digital land will be as ubiquitous as a web page is today. I think if you are buying virtual land in these worlds, you are buying a specific developer set of tools to kind of participate and play on that land. Although I do not think that is necessary or a prerequisite to be involved in these worlds in any way, shape, or form. And I think that leaders of the future will be those that provide that space for people to express themselves in this idea of a spatial web for free.
You know, media tend to just jump on the numbers, but people don't understand why it is worth that money. In many cases, it doesn't worth anything because people cannot even build on some platforms which are selling those numbers. So this is pure speculation. But for example, if we say, okay, some parcel or some new world has sold for $50,000, okay? Now you understand why, because the creator of this environment can upload this environment inside that world, and he can monetize this as an NFT token. He can either sell it or he can charge people to come here and he can have concerts here. Amazing technology and amazing experiences are coming together with an ability for creators to actually finally monetize their work and share it with the world and be able to self-sustainably build things and create things and continuing this as the full-time job.